Ladies and gentlemen, we made it. As you can see, repping the gear of the new NASCAR Cup Series champion. This is NASCAR Fan 97 here. Now, I know that the last Thursday's episode isn't coming until later this week, but today, it's the end of the season, and we need to look back at how far this channel has come. Because it's, for those of you who have just started following along this year, it's been a long ride. I started making NASCAR YouTube videos back in 2017. My first ever video, in all actuality, was the 2017 Phoenix race finish and reaction. You know, the same race where Chase put Denny into the wall and then lost the lead with 10 laps to go to Matt Kenseth. Back then, I didn't really understand that the work at that time was already done when he put Hamlin in the wall. So really, the win wasn't really needed. Besides, we didn't really do much at Homestead anyway. Then I made it through the Homestead weekend and a few of the races in 2018 before I took a hiatus. And the reason I did that was because of poor content quality. This is before I started filming with my phone. Listen to this. I was actually filming races back in those days with my Nintendo DS camera. You're probably wondering to yourself, why in the world would I do that? But, yeah. Anyway. I came back in the Martinsville race weekend after Chase won 2 out of the last 3 races in round 2. It's a shame that I didn't have his first win finish reaction. That would have been cool. But, yeah, the last 3 races went like this. Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch. And, of course, Chase got taken out in a wreck at Phoenix, so that didn't really do a lot. Then I recorded the Homestead reaction. Joey Logano won the championship. And then in 2019, really was the first year ever that I made it through a full season for all 3 series. Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks. It's 3 series. So, I filmed through that. It was, of course, the year that Joe Gibbs Racing dominated. Chase won 3 times. Talladega, Watkins Glen, and the Roval. But after a lackluster last couple of rounds, he finally got eliminated at Phoenix before Kyle Busch won the championship. So then, along came 2020. And that's a long story all on its own. I wanted to try to further extend my channel. And to do that, I wanted to relate more with you, the fans. And I thought the best way to do that was to create my Thursdays series. Full name is Thursdays with NASCAR Fan 97. Giving you updates on the NASCAR season, some news going around, and basically what's going on in my life, basically. Other things that I follow, my interests, and other things like that. We get done with the Busch Clash. Eric Jones wins that. We get through the duels. We get through the truck and Xfinity races. And then comes the 2020 Daytona 500. And let's just say that was not one of my best finish reaction videos. Instead of being concerned for Ryan Newman's horrific crash, I was exploding at NASCAR for no reason whatsoever. Talking about nonsensical things, trying to add politics into it. By the way, Denny Hamlin beat Ryan Blaney in that race. I did not feel any conviction at that time, but you, the fans, were angry at me. My family was angry at me. Yeah, even at that point, my family was like, maybe you shouldn't do NASCAR videos ever again. But I didn't feel any conviction until the next day. And that was when the Lord God told me what you did was wrong and you need to apologize. So I filmed an apology video. It's still up on my channel. It's called Apology and Important Update. And what I basically did there was I apologized to you, the fans, and to everybody else that may have been affected. And I decided to step away from the sport. And I thought it was going to be for a long period of time, maybe until the start of this year's playoffs. But then, in March, came this very awful event called COVID-19. And it shut everything down. NASCAR, restaurants, businesses, other sports. Really everything was shut down for the next couple of months. We were wondering if we were even going to have a 2020 NASCAR Cup Series season. And a bunch of things happened that really crossed my mind. Number one, the fact that NASCAR wanted to get back into action. This is now or never. No matter what outcome we get, if we can get a season in, I'd be happy with that. And secondly, I saw what happened to Kyle Larson. He said a racial slur in one of his streams, and he was kicked out of NASCAR for this year. And that turned a light on for me, and it said, hey, you can't be doing this stuff. You need to try to calm your tuchus down and see if you can be able to relate with your fans a little bit more than you did. So when NASCAR announced its return at Darlington Raceway in May, I decided to release a video called We Are Back and Ready to Race. That's still up there as well. I was talking about my return. I was talking about NASCAR's return and things like that. And throughout the year, it has been crazy to say the least. I picked up steam on my Thursday series, filming about a lot of things, talking about my vacations, some other NASCAR news and such as my original plan was, some of my other interests, and things like that. And this season, we have seen everything from Kevin Harvick's dominance to his battle with Denny Hamlin to Cole Custer making a 4-wide pass and everything in between. And it all led up to this man coming through in the clutch in the last 2 races to win his first ever championship. To think that this channel was this close to shutting down because of a errant reaction in the Daytona 500 to a NASCAR Cup Series champion fan channel. It amazes me. But I couldn't have done it without a lot of help. First of all, I want to thank God for giving everybody this opportunity. Everybody the opportunity to race, everybody to see NASCAR, everybody to make it what it is, and for giving me the opportunity to be the fan that I am. Now, I know a lot of you have differing religious views, but if it wasn't for him, none of this would be happening right now. Second of all, I'd like to thank my family. Ever since my change of heart this spring, they have been very supportive of me. Trying to be sure that I get home after long trips to try to film finish reaction videos. Making sure I have a platform to watch them on, because FS1 until this weekend was out on our satellite, so I had to go next door to my grandparents' house. So they've been really supportive of me. I'd like to thank the fans, not only watching here, but the fans that have stuck it out all season long. Returning to the racetrack at the All-Star Race, an event that Chase happened to win. And thank you for everything you do. Sticking with us through everything. The COVID virus, the social movements, the errant reaction at Daytona. Without you guys, I'm lost. Without you guys, I'm not sure where I'd be. I feel like you guys took me in with open arms when I decided to make my return to the sport, and I'm very grateful for it. With the outcome that we've got, I really would not change anything from this season. Only couple of things I would change would be how I originally handled the Daytona 500 reaction and the finish of the Talladega playoff race. Let's be honest. That was a bunch of bull. I still believe that. But I would not trade this NASCAR season for anything. It may not have been in the most ideal conditions. We have a COVID pandemic. We have the social movements. We have the mess with the United States presidential election, and it's still a mess, even though somebody has reached 270 electoral votes. I'm just at a loss for words. All of you who have made this possible, NASCAR, the drivers, the teams, the fans, the YouTube creators, all of you who make NASCAR what it is, I cannot thank you enough. I hope all of you enjoy your 2020 off seasons. And I can't wait for Daytona to start back up, because I heard something behind me. It's a shame about the current conditions of the world with the virus going around that we can't really celebrate together, per se. But as that Zac Brown band song once said, but I know soon we'll be together. And I can't wait till then. I plan to see you guys on Thursday for the final Thursday's video before we transition to NASCAR Hot Stove. And once again, I thank you for sticking with us throughout the toughest season in NASCAR history. This is NASCAR Fan 97 saying so long, stay safe, and congratulations on completing a very unprecedented NASCAR season. Take care, guys.